My name is Korel. I'm in the art therapy, family therapy program at Antioch. I thought I was a decent writer when I came, but I needed to do several rewrites, like on my first couple papers when I got here. I mean, like, I had never had a problem writing papers before, and so when I came here, I was really surprised by that I was like, you know, I was all right, I was average, but the degree that they wanted more from me in a way that I hadn't been pushed to be a writer before. So I guess I had been getting by with my writing throughout my entire academic career up until Antioch, and then I felt like this was the place that really pushed me to develop myself further as a writer. My experience with the Writing Center started when I had that first paper returned back to me. And I came in to the Academic Support Lab, which back then was called the Teaching and Learning Cooperative. And everyone was really helpful, and I felt like I was encouraged to develop myself as a writer and develop my ideas a little bit more, you know. And so I kept coming back because it was really useful for me. All of a sudden I was immersed in this community of people who were interested in writing and were talking about writing, and I was considered a writer as a part of being here and learning about it. And once you say I am a writer, like, there's all these blocks that get out of your way. So I like that emphasis on people coming into the lab, and everyone who comes in here is a writer and is considered a writer. It's really empowering to be able to have that identity. I think the major blocks that happen for most people is that they don't, it's the same thing I see with like in the art therapy world, is like people will come in and they'll be like, I'm not an artist, you know? People come into the writing lab and they're like, I'm not a writer. And I was telling somebody the other day, they're like, I'm a bad writer, you know? Well, at least you're a writer, you know? It's not that you're, you know, at least you are a writer. Once that belief is there, it's easier to have the attitude and develop that part of yourself, you know, to like communicate in that new way. It's like finding this extra room in your house or something that you didn't know was there before, and you're exploring it, and you're like, oh, this is a new place that I've never been before, and what can I do here? So I always think of it as there's two identities that you're working on when you come to Antioch. You're working on your identity in the profession that you're going into, and then you're also working on your writer identity. I think that if you develop yourself as a writer, you have the potential to be listened to more in greater communities, greater discourse communities. So like not only in your profession, whether you're a psychologist, you know, like a therapist, a teacher, a social worker, you know, whatever. But that you can organize with other groups outside of your realm. You know, people who actually have the power to make change happen. If you can present a good argument and have good evidence and reasoning for that, and have support of how things can get done, people will listen to you. You know, people who know how to write history, and that's a very powerful thing. So my name is Korel, and I am a writing assistant at the Academic Support Lab.